Good evening to all of you. Shabbat Shalom and welcome to our service. This evening we are using the Kabbalat Panim liturgy, and I hope that all of you have had the opportunity to go to our website. Obviously you're watching from the website, but to download the actual service. And additionally, I have a page that we're going to look at this evening from the Talmud, so I hope that you have downloaded that as well. Let us begin our service now as we are in page 1 of our prayer booklets. How goodly are your tents, O Jacob, your sanctuaries, O Israel. Jewish tradition guides us to gather as a congregation when we pray. Not everyone benefits from this counsel. Some are distracted by voices around them, others by silence. Is there no possibility for reconciliation? A sanctuary is a place of refuge. We seek to escape from the everyday and find something out of the ordinary. We cannot expect to leave the sanctuary a different person, but if we leave it without some new insight, thought, or question, we have not used the sanctuary to its best potential. We enter the sanctuary as individuals, but we come together as a group. We pray each prayer in our own way, but we do so as a congregation. We leave the sanctuary with our own conclusions, but we come to those conclusions through shared experience.
Israel.
We sit here newly gathered before the face of our God, joining together this evening to worship the Holy One, to sanctify our existence. How shall we begin the search to reach the sacred part of ourselves where rests the essence of all that is good? By stopping our concern for those things that divert us all week long, at least for the brief moments of our Shabbat Eve, and opening ourselves to hear the message, oh so silent, carried to us by the still small voice of God.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Rabbi Chaim of Tzantz used to tell this parable. A man walking lost in the forest for several days finally encountered another. He called out, "Brother, show me the way out of this forest." The man replied, "Brother, I too am lost. I can only tell you this, the ways I have tried lead nowhere. They have only led me astray. Take my hand and let us search for the way together." Rabbi Chaim would add, so it is with us. When we go our separate ways, we may go astray. Let us join hands and look for the way together.
Yitkada v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah Be'alma divarach hirutei ve'yamlich malchutei B'chayeichon uv'yomeichon uv'chayei decho Beit Yisrael Bagala uv'izman kariv ve'imaru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam u'lamei amaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shemei dekucha barichu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran belma ve'imeru Amen.
Let us rise now for the Baruch Hu, the call to worship. The aim of revelation is the discovery of one's true self. In every true encounter, we discover meaning. The extended lines of human relations converge in the ultimate. Through every particular relation, we transcend ourselves and relate to God. True community does not arise through people only have feelings for each other. We must reach beyond the present to the one who silently calls. Every great culture, every people begins with a breakthrough of the human spirit when life is transformed by an insight. Abraham and Isaac on Mount Moriah, Jacob's wrestling with the angel, Moses at the burning bush, all of Israel at Mount Sinai. It is a response of an individual to an inner call to the ultimate. But one generation cannot respond for others. Each must hear the inner call of the divine. Thus, we renew Israel's covenant with God.
Baruch
Creator of galaxies, you roll the infinitudes of space, yet allow us to feel the wonder of your presence in our inner selves. Help us, who cannot truly comprehend you, to be worthy partners in your creation. Hear our prayers of praise, supplication, and aspiration. Teach us to serve our temples, our communities, the Jewish people, Israel, and humankind. Thus may we more surely honor you.
Avat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha avta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu v'shochbeinu v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki הם חיינו ואורך ימינו והם נגה יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Judaism begins with the commandment, "Hear, O Israel." But what does it really mean to hear? The person who attends a concert with his mind on business hears, but does not really hear. The man who walks amid the songs of birds and thinks only of what he will have for dinner hears, but does not really hear. The man who listens to the words of his friend or his wife or his child and does not catch the note of urgency, notice me, help me, care about me, hears, but does not really hear. The man who listens to the news and thinks only of how it will affect business hears, but does not really hear. The person who stifles the sound of his conscience and tells himself he has done enough already hears, but does not really hear.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
You may be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי Vitem Kedoshim Leelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihyot lachem leElohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Let us read together. So you shall love what is holy with all your courage, with all your passion, with all your strength. Let the words that have come down shine in our words and our actions. We must teach our children to know and to understand them. We must speak about what is good and holy within our home, when we are working, when we are at play, when we lie down, and when we get up. Let the work of your hands speak them. Let your eyes shine and see with their knowledge. Let them run in your blood and glow from your doors and windows. We should love ourselves, for we are of God. We should love the stranger, for we were once strangers in the land of Egypt and have been strangers in all the lands of the world since. Let love fill our hearts with its clear, precious water for those with whom we share the water of life. Heaven and earth observe how we cherish or spoil our world. Heaven and earth watch whether we choose life or choose death. We must choose life so that we and our children's children may live. We must love the source of being and the power of life. Be quiet and listen to the still small voice within that speaks in love. Open to it, hear it, heed it, and work for life. Let us remember and strive to be good. Let us remember to find what is holy within and without. When the people of Israel crossed through the Sea of Reeds, they witnessed a great miracle. Some say it was the greatest miracle that ever happened. The sea split and the water stood like great walls, while Israel escaped to freedom on the distant shore. This event was truly awe-inspiring, but not for everyone. Two people, Reuven and Shimon, hurried along among the crowd, crossing through the sea. They never once looked up. They noticed only that the ground under their feet was still a little muddy, like a beach at low tide. Repulsive, said Reuven. There's mud all over the place. Disgusting, said Shimon. I have muck all over my feet. This is terrible, answered Reuven. When we were slaves in Egypt, we had to make our bricks out of mud just like this. Shimon said, there's no difference between being a slave in Egypt and being free here. And so it went, Reuven and Shimon, whining and complaining all the way to freedom. For them, there was no miracle, only mud. Their eyes were closed. They might as well have been asleep. Help us, O Sovereign, to wake up to the miracles that we encounter daily.
Mi chamocha b'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osefele, nora tehilot, osefele. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע הים לפני משה, זה אלי, ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם יפדה אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גל ישראל.
The architect of the world never does the same thing twice. Every day is an entirely new creation. Take as much as you can from what each new day has to offer.
Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'amidenu shomreinu lechayim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'amidenu malkeinu lechayim. Ushmor tzedenu, uloenu, lechayim l'shalom, le'ata ve'ad olam. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'amidenu malkeinu lechayim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'amidenu malkeinu lechayim.
Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, Porei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu, v'kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. We must conquer space in order to sanctify time. All week long, we are called upon to sanctify life through employing things of space. On the Sabbath, it is given us to share in the holiness that is in the heart of time. Even when the soul is seared, even when no prayer can come out of our tightened throats, the clean, silent rest of the Sabbath leads us to a realm of endless peace, or to the beginning of an awareness of what eternity means. There are few ideas in the world of thought which contain so much spiritual power as the idea of the Sabbath. Eons hence, when of many of our cherished theories only shreds will remain, that cosmic tapestry will continue to shine.
V'shamru, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, la'asot et haShabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Beini u'bein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. Beini u'bein b'nei Yisrael ושמרו, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. ושמרו, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
The future is ours to create. What a terrifying thought. Who are we to be entrusted with such a mission, such a challenge, such a responsibility? How do we know what to do? Where do we start? We call upon our heritage, rich and embracing, filled with love and support, never defeating, always reassuring. It strengthens us in mind, body, and soul. Foremost in our thoughts, not to disappoint those who came before us, those who sanctioned us with the precept to do what is right, to help those in need, to be sensitive to the feelings of others, to refrain from hurting anyone. The future is ours to create. What an exhilarating prospect. What a challenge. What a responsibility. God, help us to know what to do. Guide us, nurture our strength, and sustain our courage. Let us rise now for the tefillah.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot b'yimachot, u'mevii geula livnei v'neihem, l'ma'an shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham v'ezrat Sarah, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol ata rav lahoshia, mechakel chayim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umkayem emunato lishenei afar. Mi chamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, melech memit umachaya, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata l'chayot hakol, baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol, ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Ukadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah, baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. The past belongs to us, not we to the past. The past dwells within us, not we in it. The past lights up the present history, explains today's events by yesterday's, but it may also be that the present lights up the past. As we sit here together, we are filled with a sense of belonging here with everyone, all together as Jews. As we sit here together, we remember all the Jews from long ago that participated in this same service. As we sit here together, we think of the Jews who throughout the world are observing this same service as we do now. As we sit here together, we think of all Jews in all lands who will continue the Shabbat, past, present, future. The time changes, the people change, sometimes even the words change, but the tradition goes on.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amacha Yisrael u'tefilatam be'ahava tekabel u'te'il ratzon tamid Avodat Yisrael Amecha El Karov Lechol Korav Penei Lavadecha V'choneinu Ruchacha aleinu v'techezena eineinu b'shuvecha l'tzion v'techezena eineinu b'shuvecha l'tzion ותחזינה עינינו בשובך לציון ותחזינה עינינו בשובך לציון ברחמים ברוך אתה אדוני המחזיר שכינתו לציון.
I love to change the world, but I rarely appreciate things as they are. I know how to give, but I don't always know how to receive. I know how to keep busy, but I don't know how to be still. I talk, but I don't often listen. I look, but I don't often see. I yearn to succeed, but I often forget what is truly important. Teach me, God, to slow down. May my resting revive me. May it lead me to wisdom, to holiness, to peace, and to you.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amacha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
We take a moment now during our service to think about all those who are ill, all those taking care of those who are sick, and all those who are grieving the loss of loved ones, as we join together in singing our prayer for healing, Heal Us Now.
Refaeinu Adonai b'nei Raphael, Hoshienu b'ni Vashaya, El karov l'chol kor'ach, ach karov lireyav yishov. We pray for healing of the body. We pray for healing of the soul, for strength of flesh and mind and spirit. We pray to once again be whole and Arifana. Oh, please heal us now. Refuat ha-nefesh, refuat ha-guf, refuat shalema, and Arifana. Oh, please heal us now. Refuat ha-nefesh, refuat ha-guf, refuat shalema, heal us now. Heal us now. Hoshia et amecha, uvarech nachalatecha, ureim v'naseim ad ha'olam. Misheberach avotenu, misheberach imotenu, ana Adonai Hoshiana. We pray for healing of our people. We pray for healing of
The Hasidic Rabbi Menachem Mendel once declared, "Three things are fitting for us: upright kneeling, motionless dancing, and silent screaming." Kneeling is not only a matter of physical posture, it can be a spiritual attitude. Thus, we can kneel even when we are upright. A man can stand tall and feel humility and reverence in his heart. Dancing is not only a matter of outward movement, it can also be an inner mood. We can dance motionless. Prayer is not always articulate. Often it is the unspoken yearning alone. We can cry out silently. It is in this mood that we pause now for a moment of silent prayer. During our Kabbalat Panim services, I enjoy sharing Talmudic texts. These texts introduce us to the thinking of our sages. They often impart ethical lessons, and they convey spiritual insights that we might not have considered. I hope that you have had the opportunity to download the page from our website that we are discussing this evening. It comes from Tractate Shabbat, page 88a, and records an interesting interpretation about Israel's acceptance of the Torah at Mount Sinai, a most appropriate topic as our observance of Shavuot concludes. The Gemara begins speaking about the revelation at Sinai and focuses on the verse from the book of Exodus. As you can see in the text, it's from chapter 19, verse 17, which states that the Israelites took their places at the foot of the mountain. Or, if we read the Hebrew literally, it seems to say under the mountain. Such a literal reading provided the rabbis with the opportunity to expound on the meaning of the verse. Rabbi Avdimi, pursuing the literal reading, under the mountain, suggests that God overturned the mountain upon them like a tub and said to them, if you accept the Torah, excellent, and if not, there shall be your burial. The implication is obvious. It appears that Israel had no choice in accepting the Torah. Faced with the threat of death, of annihilation, what else was Israel supposed to do but accept? And yet, if this interpretation is to be regarded as true, if in fact our ancestors accepted the Torah out of fear, then Shavuot, which we celebrated this morning with confirmation, is nothing more than the recognition of our coercion at the foot of Mount Sinai. Some rabbinic scholars find this notion of the fear factor rather distasteful, and note instead that Israel was indebted to God after the Exodus. After all, God delivered us from Pharaoh's house of bondage, so the very least we could do in gratitude was accept the obligation of Torah. So this is better? With this line of reasoning, we have an element, certainly not of coercion, but surely of debt. Perhaps we did not really want to accept the Torah, but it was the right thing to do, seeing that God unshackled the chains of slavery. Both interpretations are still distasteful to some of our sages. In the first scenario, we do it or die. In the second, we do it because we feel a sense of obligation, because that was the price we had to pay for redemption, because we felt it was the right thing to do to look like Mencius. Rava, later on in our Talmudic text, as you can see, tempers somewhat the interpretations that focus on coercion or payback. He says that our people, in the time of Ahasuerus, actually accepted the Torah as stated in the book of Esther. The Jews ordained and took upon them and upon their seed and upon all such as joined themselves unto them, noting that perhaps at Sinai there was an element of coercion, but now, in the time of Ahasuerus, they ordained what they had already taken upon themselves, voluntarily accepting the obligations of the Torah. What changed for our people during the time of Ahasuerus that they might have had decided to take upon themselves the onerous obligations of the Torah? No one ever claimed that observing the precepts of the Torah was easy. We can appreciate the reluctance of the Israelites to accept Torah, but Rava, citing the book of Esther, hardly a repository of Jewish legal opinions, suggests Israel understood at that time the importance of re-accepting the Torah, free from coercion or the obligation of payback. What did they see that might have motivated a change of heart? Life was precarious during the days of Ahasuerus. Haman, through the choosing of lots, had determined the arbitrary date of destruction for the Jewish people. Our people experienced once again what the world looks like when ethics are abandoned, when hatred prevails, when humanity wanes. They saw what happens when people embrace irrational behavior and how easily they can be influenced by unprincipled leadership. The world they saw was a total rejection of Torah and its principles, which is why at that time they eagerly embraced Torah. What would our world look like without the commandment to honor our parents? What would our world look like without the imperative to honor the aged? What would our world look like without a requirement to offer aid to the widow, the orphan, and the stranger? What would our world look like in these distressing days of COVID-19 without the imperative to be attentive to our neighbors and to help feed the hungry? The giving of the Torah at Sinai may have had an element of coercion. It may have been accepted to repay a debt of gratitude, but it was surely accepted during the dark days of Ahasuerus because the Jewish people clearly saw what our world can look like when humanity embraces prejudice, fear, and apathy. And so, to dispel any notion that the Jewish people practice the Torah unwillingly or grudgingly, the acceptance of Torah was affirmed in the time of Ahasuerus, simply because it was the right thing to do, because our people understood that only the light of Torah can cure the world of its darkness. Shabbat Shalom to all of you. Stay well, stay safe, and stay strong. We continue now with our concluding prayers. The Aleinu is found in our prayer booklets on page 14. Will you please rise?
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
You may be seated. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, our soul profound enough to cover the earth, loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and grave despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity, Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. And then all that has divided us shall merge, and then compassion will be wedded to power. And then softness will come to a world that is harsh and unkind. And then both men and women will be gentle. And then both women and men will be strong. And then no person will be subjected to another's will. And then all will be rich and free and varied. And then the greed of some will give way to the needs of many. And then all will share equally in the earth's abundance. And then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old. And then all will nourish the young. And then all will nourish life's creatures. And then all will live in harmony with each other and the earth. And then everywhere will be called Eden once again.
ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
When I die, if you need to weep, cry for someone walking the streets beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around others and give them what you need to give me. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands and souls touch souls. You can love me most by sharing your joys and multiplying your good deeds. You can love me most by letting me live in your eyes and not in your mind. And when you say Kaddish for me, remember what our Torah teaches. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. At this sacred moment of our Shabbat worship, we think longingly and lovingly of Marion Goldner, Michelle Hamilton, Harold Jaffe, and Sarah Levitan, all taken from us during recent days and weeks. We name too at this time those whose yahrzeits, the anniversary of whose passing occurs, as on this Shabbat we recall Linda Abrams, Dorothy Berman, Gabriel Bessner, Helen Bielfeld, Henry J. Dersher, Catherine Frankel, Tony L. Gertner, Linda Beth Bender Goldner, Esther Greenfield, Robert Himmler, Carl O. Hume, Jack Hahn, Patsy Kaminsky, George Klum, Harold L. Pollock, Martin A. Pollock, Harry Rower, Anna Stauber, Fred Stauber, Marion Stevens, Chester Tushman, Frida Williams, and Ruth Jean Zanville. Let us turn now in our prayer booklets to page 16 as we rise to sanctify the name of God with the words of the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, b'yalmad yivrach yerutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agalah v'zman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mivarach le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yit hadar v'yit alev v'yit halal, shemei dekud sha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, dushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, uya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who are bereaved, here and everywhere, as together we say, Amen. As we leave your sanctuary, O God, we acknowledge that wherever we go, we are in your presence. We pray that our actions will reflect this awareness. As we know your nearness, so may we also be touched by your goodness. In moments of temptation, give us strength. In hours of doubt, renew our faith. In days of weariness, give us courage. Clothe our lives with charity, deepen our lives with loyalty, hallow our lives with integrity. Help us so to live that the radiant spirit of your holy Shabbat will add brightness to all our days and bring light to us and to those whose lives touch our own.
Shabbat shalom, ma yafeh hayom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom.
Please join us at your home for Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lemaaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. We join together in Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom.